Hello, hello, hello. I got a Play-Doh. And I want to talk about Richard Berman and George Soros. So, those are two old men, very old, like my dad. And unlike my dad, who just spends his money recklessly, they play corporate chess moves with their money, okay, and with their charm and their expertise and their intelligence. And George Soros definitely appears to be a genius when it comes to business and playing corporate chess moves, but a heartless businessman. Heartless, because he's trying to do everything in his power to turn people against Donald Trump. Okay. And when people talk about philanthropy, I just wanted to set the records straight on that. So first of all, for those people who don't know what philanthropy is, or what a philanthropist or a philanthropical cause or philanthropist cause, whatever they name that, it comes from phil, meaning friend. Okay, that's from Latin language. It's used in chemistry also. Lipophilic. Yeah. So when something is friendly to fat, or hydrophilic, when a molecule is friendly to water, docks onto the water molecule. Okay, in this case, it is used in the actual way, friend, but it's not actual either. So friend in a false, fake way. Fake friend is a better thing. So Phil, the friend, Anthropos, the human, the friend of the human. Humans, they always put humans and children on the pedestals. That's what the philanthropists do. It has a lot to do with the Christian religion, and they don't know anything, they don't know what's going on at all, behind any of this. Okay, they think it's a good cause, all of this, right? Yeah. Wrong. Philanthropy is a scam. So now I said it. So, yeah, that takes a while to digest, I guess. And I highly recommend to people to start doing some researching. Read it all. There's a lot of conspiracy theories out there that have half-baked truth, like the Play-Doh clay. It's half-baked. It's still squishy. It's not fully baked, right? So it's not fully, to use this. That's a bad metaphor. So this is more truthful in this form, actually. So fully squishy is the truth. So the truth is definitely not to be found in conspiracy theories. Okay, there are some elements of truth in it, but I would be very careful about this. Be very, very careful, because a lot of those conspiracy theories have actually been put on the market for you, for your brain to latch onto, to become conspiracy philic. So, a friend of conspiracy theories. That's what it really is. They made you susceptible for that. They made you philic. Conspirator. Okay. So, philan conspirationists. That's what the conspiracists, whatever you want to call it. You can play with the words a little bit with that. So be very, very careful, because a lot of that has been actually deliberately put out into the world to lead people astray. I mean, that's just a logical thing, If you look at the whole big picture of it, why would they not do this, right? When they see, oh, the public is starting to look at things or behind the stage or over people's shoulders, they're starting to. Some people might have uncovered something and they put it out there and people are starting to look into it. Then the corporate agenda will very quickly figure out a way how to disperse that Sherlock Holmes trail and put something else out there that will again play with your emotions, use your existing fears, all of this, They're very good at that. They have Richard Berman, market psychologist, who will take that on. Whatever they pay, Richard will do. Richard takes money and makes the world worse. So all it takes is money. Give me the dough. He doesn't want Play-Doh. He wants the real dough, the real money. He wants the cash. And then he will do anything for George Soros and for the corporate agenda, the Rothschild dynasty, do anything to maneuver things it's like mass puppeteering, a maneuvering. The planet is a chessboard, and they have so much manipulation leverage that they can maneuver everything. They can puppeteer the pawns on the chessboard, and most people have no clue most people are blind pawns on that chessboard, myself included. We are blindfolded pawns. Okay, and so then there's a couple of horses and a couple of unicorns even, and a queen, 2 queens. Well, in real life, unicorns, vacuum cleaners, queens, and all kinds of figures, that are added to this Earth's chessboard. So all kinds of players, all kinds of puppets, all kinds of figurines. Some of them have some leverage, but they still have no idea what's going on. They are all played. But they think they're in charge, right? They think they are. There's this Outer Limit film where people are in bunkers. It's some kind of simulation training, to manage a nuclear fallout situation, and in the end, the person who is in the military is being hijacked. His brain is being hijacked by an extraterrestrial. They always have to paint them in a bad way. And this extraterrestrial has his filaments in the back of that guy's brain, and the guy keeps telling these people to explode more nuclear bombs. They have somehow the leverage over this, and he keeps on telling them that until everything is destroyed, and then the ETs can take over. So the ETs played that guy like a puppet, literally. He had this filaments in the brain, almost like a robot. And then the military sergeant gave his commands to all of those outposts to press red buttons. So, and yeah, it's quite symbolic for the situation, what's happening with the human brain. They have their filaments in people's brains, but in the way that they use people's existing prejudices and fears and mental illness and jealousies and unempowerment feelings. They use that completely, just like someone would be operating on a robot's brain. That's how people like George Soros and Richard Berman are manipulating people's brains. So they have different demographics, every demographic has a different playing field, different things to say, to use, to sick them against the other group. So that's how this is being done. And people fall for that. They fall right into this, play right into this, into George Soros' ultimate corporate idea of how to manipulate people to create this or that situation, so that ultimately then will result in, that's what George Soros is thinking, that the people will not vote for Donald Trump. So that's this goal in this whole situation, this whole setup. And it's out in the public, lots of people talk about this. Alex Jones talks about this. David Icke was banned from YouTube. He talks about this. Candace Owens talks about this. And Ralph Smart talks about this. And Teal Swan. And I don't know. I don't think Teal Swan is mentioning names. But, so she talks more about the psychology behind all of this. And so I am just mentioning these two names. There are certainly many, many more names that are backstage, that are all having an interest in this or that. And many of the corporate interest people, they do corporate hand washing, they work together, because one corruption that works for one person will also work then for the other. So that's where the word corruption, together they rupture a society into pieces. Okay, corruption comes from the word rupere, which means tear apart. Rip, the word rip is related to that. So rupere, they want to corrupt our society, because they will make a gain for themselves. No matter if they're 100 years old, they'll still do it, because they like doing that. Okay, so it's a mental illness. Anyway, take care.